I think one of Europe's greatest ideas is the Schengen Area. With just one visa, I can travel across much of Europe without applying for separate visas for each country. It's a long queue. Schengen has been one of the strongest symbols of European integration. But lately, I have noticed something's changing. For decades, Europe's conversation was about opening borders, but today is about when and how they can be closed again. One recent trigger is Spain's North African enclave of Ceuta. The small town saw a surge in irregular migration. Very quickly, Italy introduced the temporary checks on certain arrivals from Spain. Even though Ceuta operates under special border rules, meaning that entering Ceuta doesn't automatically give migrants access to the rest of the area. And it's hard not to notice one small geographical detail. Between Italy and Spain sits France. Of course, Giorgia Meloni is aware of that. But why does she respond this way? Is it simply about border security, or has migration become a political tool?
Some political leaders can use this for their own national agenda. So the idea of strengthening their position in advance of a general election.
In response, Spain has begun checking the visas of non-EU citizens arriving from Italy by air and sea. Well, for me personally, a non-EU citizen, it means that if I fly from Italy to Spain, I may have my visa checked again, all because of a dispute between the two Schengen countries. This isn't just a story about Ceuta. It's about whether the Schengen Agreement, the promise of border-free travel, is undermined. Schengen officially came into force in 1995. It was just 7 countries at first. Today, it has expanded to 29 countries. The idea was simple: the easier people, goods, and businesses move, the more connected Europe becomes. And as more countries joined, the shared external border grew longer, and protecting it became harder. The first major political test came in 2011. Following the Arab Spring, Italy issued temporary permits to thousands of migrants arriving from North Africa. France responded by blocking real traffic across the border. The irony is, it was Italy that accused France of undermining Schengen. And the biggest test for Schengen actually came in 2015. These countries restored internal border controls because of mass migration, mainly from Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq. For the first time, migration led several Schengen countries to bring border checks back. And the terrorist attacks in France added another dimension to the debate. Border control was no longer only about migration, but also security. But these numbers tell a more complicated story. Irregular migration has fallen significantly since its 2015 peak. But politically, migration remains one of Europe's most sensitive issues. Nearly 1 in 4 European voters now support right-wing or far-right parties, almost 5 times the percentage in the mid-1990s. So, compared with just 30 years ago, politicians now have much stronger electoral incentives to take a tougher position on migration. But what is striking for me is these traditionally mainstream parties in Europe have also adopted tougher positions on border controls and migration. 11 years on, this image is still difficult to look at. The body of 3-year-old Syrian boy Alan Kurdi washed ashore, becoming a symbol of Europe's migration crisis. And now in Ceuta. Some of these may qualify for refugee protection. Some may be seeking better economic opportunities, while others may have entirely different reasons for making the journey. When they see this, Europeans are concerned about protecting their borders. Distinguishing who is in genuine need of help is the biggest challenge here. And in an increasingly polarized political debate, those distinctions can become just blurred. Different people, different circumstances lumped together as one group called the other.
Now, some of this can be linked back to ancient history, if you like, and the way in which the Europeans tried to colonize the entire planet. And there is a backlash against some of that, rightly so.
Europe has legal obligations. Under the 1951 Refugee Convention, governments cannot simply turn asylum seekers away without considering their claims. Well, those laws were written when millions of Europeans themselves were fleeing persecution after the Second World War. Today, Europe faces a different challenge: how to uphold those same principles while responding to the realities of modern migration, and how to preserve Schengen amid the growing influence of right-wing and far-right politics without allowing border controls to become a political weapon.